Dr. Juan. Paging Dr. Juan.
To it, don't even mention the thing. Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome back.
episode 8, Revive America.
Sorry for the wait.
And we are back once again. 8 weeks. We finally got it right.
Got it right on time.
We were.
New overlay. Like you guys can notice.
808 now.
It's 808. I like 808.
Like
Like the bass.
Exactly.
Womp, womp, womp. Well, we took a week off last week. You know,
Yeah.
we had me and Billy both had some things going on, but
As you guys can see, it looks beautiful, though. We have a whole new layout, new
So
design.
nice.
Our
So
studio
nice.
looks very lovely.
who's the interior decorator here?
I think that would be
Paging Dr. Juan.
Yeah, Dr. Juan over there. in
Dr.
the other room.
Juan. Okay.
Thank you for everything you do for us.
Well, we took a week off, and it's almost just like the news just accumulated. So we've got so much to unpack. We tried to limit it to the things that we really wanted to talk about, but
That's kind of difficult.
too much to choose.
That's
Too much to
kinda
choose.
difficult.
So let's get into it.
Yes, yes.
We have our first story coming up here. Go ahead.
Donald Trump
Donald.
criticizes. Yeah, I didn't do it right. Donald Trump
Donald.
criticizes the federal response to the Ohio train derailment. So, well, we were talking about 2 weeks ago about the train derailments that's been going on all across the country. We had Jasmine
Can't
Gray.
stop focusing on you buttoning
Don't
your
worry about it.
jacket.
Don't worry about it. By the way, this is actually the exclusive Revive America. The exclusive Revive America jacket.
Where they
This-
do that at?
This was I haven't had this one in
Shit, fresh.
quite some time. This is like the 2020 Revive America, the retro.
You look like
Revive
you're in
America.
high school.
That's exactly why I did it. So it looks like a varsity kind of thing.
You look like the dude from The Blind Side.
What movie was that? I never seen it.
This is a
never
good
seen it.
movie.
I've never
Just a
seen it.
big ass dude in high school. Like you're too big for high
Oh,
school.
right. I remember that movie. I remember.
Michael Orr.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. But yeah, this is the exclusive original Revive America jacket
It's fresh.
from when we first launched Revive America back in 2020 when we were kind of helping get people elected and stuff. And now we were like, you know what? We have a message to share. I
Nice.
decided to turn it into a podcast. Dave Ferrara was like, you know what? Let's go talk about some stuff.
Let's do it.
And then we took it to another level.
And we
But
did it.
Anyway, back to the original news. Trump criticized the federal response to the Ohio train derailment. So we had lots
Wait,
of
the
derailments.
lack of response, right? Not
Lack-
even the federal response.
federal,
There-
yeah,
there was
yeah.
zero response.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's be realistic here. So
FEMA took forever. Resources, they're still waiting on getting a lot of these resources. And while Donald Trump decided to go to Palestine, Ohio, Joe Biden decided to go all the way to Ukraine and give Zelensky more money.
more money.
More money.
I like the money.
Can't get enough of the money.
I want more.
Zelensky needs more money, right? It's frustrating because it's like, and it's annoying because like I don't know why no one in Congress right now, or at least no one I've seen in Congress, is trying to rattle the cage or even push for impeachment at this point. I'm like, look,
Oh, because it's a fruitless effort.
even with it being a fruitless effort, it's like no one is. You mean to tell me all of you guys sitting here in the House of Representatives are not going to say anything about the
Yes.
hundreds of billions of dollars that's being extracted from our country going on the other side? That no one's gonna. I'm like, listen. Even if it's gonna be a fruitless effort, bro, someone needs to stand up and say something. Someone needs to call out that madness, man. Because the more people are silent and we kind of just like pretend that everything's fine, kind of just sleeping under the rug, the crazier and crazier it's gonna get, and the stuff gets more crazier.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, look, I agree with you, but I don't know. I don't really have too much faith in this 119th Congress. Is that what it is? 119th?
This would be the
19th?
119th. Yeah.
19. I don't have too much faith. I mean, I think there's a lot of people who mean well. I think there's going to be a lot of people that say a lot of good things. But we talked about this multiple times. Nothing's going to get done, right? The Congress can pass whatever it is they want to do, and then the Senate's going to shoot it down. And if the Senate doesn't shoot it down, Joe Biden already said, I will veto it. Like,
Jerk off.
you know what I mean? So realistically, they are all just placeholders, which I mean I think is part of the problem with part of the reason why we both ran is we feel like these people who are sitting in offices are just do nothing. Placeholders, right? They're collecting government checks and they're not going to be able to get anything done. So
Rubber stamp.
yes, the obviously, you know, our thoughts and prayers go out to the people of Ohio, and let's not forget the surrounding affected areas because the water supply. I saw a map of what the damage could be
big.
from the water. It's the entire central of the
done.
United States.
It's basically done. Yeah.
It's all over the place, and you know, the federal response was zero until Donald Trump just said, "I'm going." Right, whether you like the guy or not.
Now we got to send FEMA now.
Yeah,
Can't let Trump.
so
look
they
good.
weren't going to send FEMA, you know, and then all of a sudden Trump was like, well, I'm going there, and he brought a bunch of water and supplies, and then all of a sudden FEMA remembered they had a job to do, and they showed up.
You know something I saw also on Twitter. There were a lot of people that were criticizing Donald Trump for bringing water out there. Like, oh, Donald Trump came and he handed out water. This guy's a multi-billionaire and he didn't hand out. And I'm like, listen, at the end of the day,
That was his own money, though.
that's my point.
You know,
Exactly.
like-
And I'm like, that came out of his pocket. Okay,
Right.
so it's like,
Yeah.
even if he built, he spent like what $20,000, $50,000 on water. I'm like, at the end of the day, the government didn't even do anything.
He did more for the people of
Exactly my
Palestine
point.
than the government did.
Exactly.
So I don't care. The fact that he even showed up, right? Where Joe Biden still hasn't been there yet, has he?
no.
Okay.
No, and then there's people cheering him on, like my lovely opponent, 2023, is online saying like, oh, we're cheering on our great president on the global stage, speaking out for peace. When he went all the way out to Ukraine. They're gonna give this guy more money.
More money.
Yeah.
We're actually at almost $200 billion now. Did you know that?
That makes my blood boil.
It's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah.
A lot of money. And there's people that are affected. And, you know, Ohio is just one thing. We're talking about the trains in Ohio. We're talking about the fire at the refinery in Florida. We're talking about the trains that went derailing in Michigan. We're talking about the stuff, the accidents in Georgia. Like, this isn't a one-off occurrence here. Like, there is...
This is an attack.
I don't know what's happening, man, but all of a sudden the trains just decided they were just not going to work. They don't remember how to stay on the tracks. Like, one, you could have gotten away with. Two, you could have been like, whoa, that's coincidental. But we're talking about like 5, 6, 7 instances that have all coincided within a week. And you have to start to ask the question of, like, what's actually going on here?
Right.
Why aren't our leaders responding? You know, and to piggyback, because I know we don't have a slide for it, but, you know, to go over to Ukraine, I don't know, did you catch Zelensky's speech at all?
Yo, bro, I'm actually trying to avoid looking at this guy.
So I'll give you the.
It's frustrating.
So President Zelensky basically told the American people, like, shut up and deal with the fact that you're giving us money, because if you don't and we lose this war, it's going to be your sons and daughters that have to die in the name of freedom. Because NATO will fall. Straight up, he was like,
He said,
he said those are his words. If we fail, NATO will have to respond because NATO will fail, and then Americans will have to send their sons and daughters. And I'm the first to say that if a draft goes out for the Ukrainian war, first people that go are the ones that voted on the bills to send their money.
100%.
The second people that go are the ones who have the stickers and the flags on their fucking profiles.
Ukraine.
You are going because you supporting, bro. Like, time to be about it. And thirdly, you know, anybody that supports the gross over, like, there was a picture I saw earlier today, and it was a picture of the globe, and it was like the only place I think my tax dollars should go in is just the United States, like on the map. Like, bro, that's
I don't care what anywhere else.
Look, my heart goes out to these people, but that is
shame.
not our
not my
financial
problem.
obligation. When you have things like this in Ohio,
Right.
They don't even have ICE H2O in Palestine, Ohio, but
Right.
but we have $200 billion to Ukraine. And the other question goes, and this is what I was talking about, we're not even looking at trying to make peace in Ukraine, right? There hasn't been a single conversation of like, we, you know, tried to get Zelensky and Putin in the same room, or even just Biden and
They're not even trying to do it.
It's not about peace. This is about money laundering and warmongering.
Money laundering.
Money laundering and warmongering. I said it again. So, you know, good on for Trump for going there. And did you see Pete Buttigieg show up there? He was wearing a brand new hard hat and a vest, like, and everyone's there, like, trying to clean up, and it was just all for show. For like that time where he pulled his bike out like 2 miles away from the Congress building to ride his bike around the building. Pete, you suck. You suck.
You do.
You're terrible.
You're not the brightest light bulb in the building. My
No,
friend.
not at all. So, moving on. Oh,
everyone-
speaking of people that don't do shit,
Beetlejuice.
Don't say the third time. She might
Don't
show
say
up
the
here.
third time.
She's unemployed. She got nothing to do.
Yeah, she'll be like, "Hey guys, it's me, Lori Beadle."
Mayor Lori Lightfoot is the first Chicago mayor to lose re-election in 40 years. Now, for some of you, this might be a news-breaking headline. For people like me and Billy, this is like, yeah.
Yeah,
You're talking about in your 4-year tenure, murder rates went through the roof in Chicago.
up 33% since 2016.
Upgraded 3%. You lost. You didn't even come in second, my guy. You came in third.
She came in third.
Third.
I see.
Like the person who won got 150,000 votes. Then it was like 90,000 votes, and then Lori Lightfoot got 72,000 votes. So shame on the 72,000 of you that thought that this gremlin was doing a good job. But
Those
does
are
this
most likely
surprise you?
cronies.
all?
No, it absolutely does not surprise me in the slightest. You see, what does surprise me is the fact that it took this long. Chicago, before you had this woman, you had Rahm Emanuel, who was an absolute nightmare as well, too, long before this psychopath got involved. This woman's out here dancing and doing all kinds of stupidity, locking down your
Pandering.
state, pandering, telling you guys inject yourself with all kinds of madness, people dying left, right, and center all over Chicago.
Murder capital of the world.
She looks like that.
Yo, it's messed up. Did you see what she looked like before she took the
She
job?
actually looked like a pretty pleasant
She
lady.
looked
She had like a
she's
nice little
decent. She
bun
had
on
the
her
she had the
head.
Condoleezza Rice
Yeah,
hair,
I'm like,
and
okay, she looks like a professional woman.
bro,
Now
and
she
now
looks
she
like
got the
she's like-
LeBron James hairline. Like she looks strung out.
She looks like she's
I mean, look, I don't like her, but let's give her some credit. I'm pretty sure being the mayor of Chicago is not the easiest job.
but she wasn't even trying to be the mayor, man. I can't give her the benefit of doubt. She wasn't trying to be the mayor.
I'm just saying, man, the job looked like it took a toll on her.
Exactly, because she's been doing crack. That's
Bro,
why
her
everything's going away.
hairline is back here.
Crack, dog, it kills.
Rain. She got the Fred Sanford
Crack
right now,
kills,
man.
Crack
So,
kills.
Lori Lightfoot, don't run again. Just give it up. You're terrible.
Listen, man, it was probably cronies and like the little inside people that wanted that system to continue.
They said that,
I can't see any real person living in Chicago wanting to keep that going. I can't see it.
No, the memes on her were hilarious. Do you follow Lynn Patton, right?
Yeah,
Lynn
absolutely.
Patton is if you're watching Lynn,
She's
you're the
hilarious.
meme queen.
In fact, Lynn, we got to get you on there.
Lynn, you are the meme queen. Like her page, but she did one and she was like, Lori Lightfoot blames her election loss on those pesky hobbitsies. And I was just like, yo, she does look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Oh man. But yes, thank God. Hopefully more blue cities see this. Hopefully our boy Eric Adams is next.
Eric Adams.
See, what
In fact,
happened was
I don't think we have anything bad to say about Eric Adams.
No.
today, but you will get the impersonation.
Eric Adams, we talked about this. Eric Adams, I will say, did something
he
good.
Said something good.
He said
did.
something legit, and he said that guns violence in schools started when we took religion out of schools.
We took prayer.
And I was like,
And
damn.
It's true. It's
Where's
true.
the damn son button?
Damn, son.
Damn, son.
There we go.
So shout out Mayor Eric
Eric
Adams.
Adams, you redeemed yourself only for
Nah,
this week. Only for
this week.
Only for this week.
We got more episodes
Yes,
to go.
you will say something stupid. I know
Of course
you
you will.
He's
It's
gonna
Eric
say something
Adams.
dumb, man.
Oh, man.
I got watermelons now.
Yo, that's what big pockets.
Imagine that.
Oh, all
Hunter
right.
Biden. Now, you think it's like the headline kind of speaks for itself at this point. Report: Hunter Biden's criminal defense lawyer exits the team. So, good old Hunter Biden, his lawyer, who should have known better, after hearing the story, hearing all the what people said was a conspiracy at the very beginning, all the people that heard that. I don't know why any lawyer in the right mind would want to take this guy's case on to begin with, but I think there's another slide. Go to the next slide. We want to read what they said about it. So Joshua Levy, a prominent high-powered criminal defense attorney, ended his attorney-client relationship with Hunter Biden after unease and dissent reportedly plagued the legal defense team of the president's son. So unease and dissent, maybe he's like not following the rules. He's going into the bathroom and smoking crack when he should actually be in front of the judge. Maybe some of that unease is the fact that, like, hey, you got some pretty sketchy pictures of young children on your laptop. Maybe you got too many videos of you doing coke and crack, and it's kind of hard to defend this. Even with you being the president's son, I think you're kind of on your own at this point.
Well, I think it kind of comes down to you can't defend this.
No,
like
you can't.
You can't defend it.
He
The
should have just
evidence-
milked it and collected checks.
The evidence is ever surmounting. It seems to be never ending.
Yeah,
And again, being the president's son is only going to get you so far.
that's not working right
And if I just don't think it's worth it. Like what are you going to do? It's unwinnable. I think if it ever actually got in front of a judge, which we know it won't because the alphabet boys are controlled by the White House, but good for this guy.
This guy was better off riding it out until the bitter end, honestly.
Collect those Ukrainian checks.
Collect that money.
That
back
Zelensky
get that
money.
money back for America.
I mean, what do you think the retainer has to be to defend Joe Biden's son? It's got to be crazy.
Bro, the retainer?
It's got to be over $1 million.
Minimum.
$1 million retainer.
No, probably more than that, bro.
Think so?
Yeah, this
Wow.
president's we're talking about freaking international money laundering here.
That's true.
The dude's
true.
retainers got to be like $8 million, bro. Got to be like 8. You're talking. Got to
That's
be
a lot.
Got to be
That's a
about
lot.
8 million, bro.
That's a lot of money,
and that's
bro.
a lot. That's some serious stuff that they're kind of like lobbing at you right now.
It ain't Ukraine money, but it's up there.
It's like, look, it's like if I'm gonna go and take on a case where I'm gonna put my entire
Reputation.
my reputation,
Yeah.
my license, everything on the line,
Mm.
bro, that payout better be worth it.
That's true.
Because, like, you know what? This guy may never practice law ever again. He was better off riding it out to the end.
But when does Hunter actually get prosecuted, right? Because, I mean, we're on week 8 now. I think almost every week we've had a story about some kind of bombshell between the laptop and the crack cocaine and the nudity. The guy could have his own OnlyFans for the amount of naked photos he's taken.
It's like when the 2020 election was going on and freaking that guy Wolf Blitzer every week. Bombshell. There's another bombshell. Donald Trump. Bombshell. Like, but then nothing ever
happened. And that's what I think. But I don't think anything's ever going to get prosecuted on this guy.
I think something's going to happen to this guy eventually.
I think you would have to be
It'll
when
probably
Trump
be
is
after-
when
yeah.
there's a new president,
Yeah.
which I think is going to be Donald Trump.
I think it's going to
And
be
you have
after,
to have
yeah.
the Senate. You have to have all 3 branches before you would see anything.
No, I think even if the next person's a Democrat, which God forbid, but I think if the next person was president, I think they'd still charge this guy, whether the Senate's in control or not.
I'm gonna
Yeah, that's what I
respectfully disagree. I don't think
Think
they
so?
will. Yeah,
I think so.
they've been
so.
protecting him this long. I think why would they ever do that? Why would they ever hurt
I
themselves?
think they protected him more while Joe Biden was president and while Trump.
Well,
was
Joe's saying he's going to run again.
I
By
know.
the way,
I
he was
know.
polling at 16% approval rating across the nation.
Who,
Joe
Biden?
Biden.
16%.
His approval rating is 16%.
Where'd you read that?
All over the place. Shout out to my mom. My mom showed it to me.
Someone could shout out to Dave's mom if this is factual.
It was on Newsmax.
Okay, I got to see that
You gotta
article.
see- it's like 16%.
That's bad.
Crazy.
I think the lowest a president's ever gotten was like 37%.
You know what though? No, he's way lower than that.
I know.
Yeah.
But I think didn't Carter get like 37% or something?
And
like
that guy had like great.
That was terrible.
But here's the question: what's more pressing and scary to think about is the fact that his approval rating is 16%. Is who are the 16% still approve of this job?
Those are the people.
Those are
with
the never
purple
Trumpers.
hair
Those are the
that
never
become
Trump.
pterodactyls on Thursdays and then they're men on Wednesday and Friday.
Kitty cat on
Yeah,
Taco Tuesday.
Those are the people voting from. Those are the people.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's Zelensky and his robots.
It's the
army
it's the
voting
dead
on his behalf.
people.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
it.
Dead
Those are the ones
people.
voting for him.
All right. Well, anyway, what do we got? Oh, speaking of blue hair, purple.
These people.
Can I read this one?
Sure.
Drag queen forces child to leave class for denying 73 genders while the school was teaching anal sex to 11-year-olds. Aliens, if you're out if aliens are out there, I'm ready to be picked up. I'm ready to leave.
No. Yo, you got a sound?
It was supposed to be Conspiracy Week, and we changed it.
No, that's right. I forgot about
Next
that.
week.
Can I get a
That's what
Where
was
are
go-
the sounds coming
We were busy. All this time, Billy doesn't show up on time. Me and Juan are working,
Adding all
making
these sound
sounds.
effects.
We're making sounds.
Oh,
That
wow.
was my choice. I
Excellent.
like that
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But how do you feel about this one? It's like
damn, son?
it's fucking weird.
So look. So let's unpack this, right? First things first
Hey
is
yo. Come on, bro. You're talking about teaching anal sex. You're like, let's
No,
unpack
no,
this.
no,
Come
no.
on, man.
No homo.
You got to pause.
Yeah, pause.
Pause. All right.
But drag queen forces child to leave class. So now, first things first is why is there a drag queen in the class? That's number one, right? Why is there a drag queen in the class teaching this, right? And then they're telling them like, oh, if you don't believe in 73 genders, you can kind of get like if my kid came home, right, and my kid was like, hey, Dad, wait, why you home early, kid? Well, you know, the school invited this guy with yellowish hair to come in, and he had like fake, you know, prosthetic
Boobies.
things on his face. I
Boobies.
mean, his chest, his boobies, whatever.
Boobies.
Right? And he came in. This is crazy. And he came in and he told me that there's 73 genders, and I know that I have mom and I have dad, and I told him that's not true. I got expelled.
My
from the
question is
classroom.
like, let's, and maybe I don't know enough, right? But let's say I was gonna like go along this route of like, okay,
we wouldn't be friends.
I'm just
keeping it real.
I'm just saying is I don't even think I could think of more than like even if I'm my imagination more than 10, right? So I know there's men and women, and then I know there's people that identify as men, and then there's people that identify as women. So that's 2, right? Let's say I know there's people that identify as cats. That's 5. That's weird, but that's it. Like I'm tapped out. Like where did you get the other 69 genders from?
I pulled it out of a hat, man.
I don't believe that this is something that should be taught in schools. Again, if this is the way, I'm all for America and freedom. It's my thing. And I'm all for if this is the way you want to live your life, so be it. And that's always been my argument. And some people don't agree with that, but that's fine. This is how I feel.
Right.
I don't care if you believe that there's 73 genders. Go believe it over there.
Don't force it on
You
society.
don't need to force it on other people, right? And I've had this conversation, and everyone likes to talk about the word acceptance, right? And I used to tell people all the time, like, look, I'm a drug addict in recovery. People did not accept the fact that I used drugs. People couldn't understand it. People thought I was the scourge of the fucking earth. I didn't go, you need to accept me for my problems. You need to accept me for how I live my life. I understood that this is how I lived my life, and people in the world didn't need to accept me.
Right.
If I
It is what
accept
it
me,
is.
if you accept you, that's really all that matters. And going on this endless crusade to try to get people to accept you for your ideologies and thought processes is stupid. I think it's stupid. And we're talking about children here, right? This isn't like, I could see if this was like, okay, Harvard student got kicked out or some college kid, like, you're in your 20s
right,
having this
whatever.
conversation, fine. But these are minors. These are children. These are impressionable young people. I was watching a video and Charlie Kirk said this is actually the gayest generation we've ever had. And again, nothing against that. You want to do that, that's fine. But 1 in 5 right now of our generation identify as LGBTQ+.
Indoctrination, 100%.
I think it's a fad.
And you know what's funny? It's 100% indoctrinated. It's 100% being done by design.
Mhm.
Like in the past 15, 20 years or so, I'd say, I started to notice, for example, in the media and television, video games,
Right.
you name it, any type of media, there's always some kind of push for diversity or
Yeah.
inclusion, right?
Yeah.
We're going to make a character who was historically white a black guy now, or we're going to make the person who used to be a man a woman now. We're going to put a gay guy in literally every single show on Netflix. There has to be.
There
right?
has to be that one person. It's almost like the token black guy.
Yes.
Used to be.
Yes.
Right? Remember you had
Now
a show
it's
full
like-
of white people
right.
and then the black guy come in and be like, how you
Right.
doing?
Now you're the token regular
You have the token
normal
gay
guy.
person, yeah.
Well,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
not even token. Sometimes it can be like they're just there in the show multiple
There's
times.
token heterosexual people now.
Token heterosexual.
Hey,
That's what it is.
all right. Well,
They actually did a study recently in England. I know we shot them for a reason. It started our own country. We're not talking about England. But in England, they did a my kids are English, so no, everybody's
trying to
like,
tax my
yeah, people are
team?
like, oh, you're racist. My kids are English. Relax.
that's how it started.
But the no, dude, they did a study in England not too long ago where they were asking the people like if they think that that minorities and LGBT is too overrepresented in television, and over 48% of the people said, yeah, it's too overrepresented on television and in the media. And I see the same exact thing happening here in the United States, man. That's why I don't see it as a surprise that, you got 1 out of 5 kids that think they're something that they're totally not. And then you got these weirdos on TikTok that are telling them stuff as well, too. So that's another thing on top of it. It's only accelerating.
Well, it's definitely, like you said, it's by design.
Yep.
I was watching something actually on sexuality, right? And Nazi German scientists were actually experimenting with how to destroy America through sexuality.
That sounds like something they would do.
And this guy actually used to do real sick stuff on like children and other things like that. And then he passed it along to another guy who was an American doctor, who then became the mentor of Hugh Hefner, who ran Playboy. Right? So this has been happening for decades, right? About desensitizing America to sexually explicit things, right? We have pornography everywhere. We think about it. you know, in the 70s, 80s, early 90s, like seeing like a booty short on somebody was like, whoa.
That's true.
Right? Think about it. Elvis was canceled for shaking his hips on television. Now, if you watch a TV show where you don't see a titty, like, is it even a TV show? You know,
It's
or
true.
you don't see, you know, sexualization. And that's another thing that goes with this. Like, look, again, there's a lot of conservatives who don't share the sentiment of me. I don't care if you're gay, you're trans, go live your life. I'm happy for you. If that's how you found your happiness, fine. But when you start doing stuff like this, like I personally believe, maybe I'm wrong for saying this, but the pride flag should not be in schools because
agree.
it is a sexual flag.
Right.
It has nothing to do with me saying I don't like gay people or I don't want you to accept gay people, but it is a sexual topic. That flag has nothing to do with anything other than people's sexual orientations. So to have that in a classroom with 7 and 8-year-olds, I don't feel is appropriate.
Fun fact: did you know that the what they call the pride flag now was originally a Christian symbol? Did you know that?
I did not.
It was. The rainbow flag was supposed to symbolize the rainbow that God put over the water right after the flood happened. It was a pact and a covenant that God made between Noah and God, stating that he would never destroy the planet again using water.
He just let us do it on our own.
Well, he wouldn't destroy us using water, like
Ah.
flood. That's what the deal was. Like, I've already eliminated the degenerates I wanted to get rid
Right.
of. So
You
I'll
missed a
never
couple,
do-
Jesus.
they came
You
back.
missed a
somehow.
couple.
They came back. So yeah, that's what
I
that
did
flag
not know
originally
that.
came from. Yeah,
But
that's how the devil works. He likes to
again,
corrupt the
and
good.
I'm not trying to harp on that. It's just I don't want anyone to think like that. This topic is against people's belief systems. It's about pushing your belief systems, right? Like now, let's flip it, right? Like we're conservatives. Imagine going into school and pushing religion like this on somebody, right? On kids that don't have religion or maybe grow up atheist or Jewish or Muslim, and pushing Christianity, which America is known for doing. I mean, we did move, when the settlers came here, they forced Christianity on the indigenous people. That was the thing.
Is that really how it went down? Though?
Who knows, man?
Not
It's
how it
all a
went
lie. But that's what we were told. But that's the same thing we were taught. We were told the Pilgrims came here and they pushed Christianity on the indigenous
that's
people.
what they're saying now. You actually look at the story. That's not how it went down. That's not. how
Maybe
it
you
went
should
down.
all tune in for Conspiracy Week.
Well, that's not a conspiracy. That's a fact. Like that's
I don't
not how
know,
it went
man.
down, man. It's not how it went down.
Christopher Columbus didn't discover America.
Well, that we know. He didn't discover it.
But I'm mad they got rid of the day.
Well, you tell that to the Italians. They'll freaking.
They're not happy.
They're
about
not
that.
happy.
They had
Bro,
one day.
here-
They had
bro.
one day.
Bro, here in District 9, the Italians were not.
They had
paying
one
that,
day.
bro.
They had
And I don't
one
blame
day.
them. I don't blame them.
Maybe change it to another like Italian role model,
No,
like
just don't
Saint
change-
Anthony or something. I don't know.
No, because I understand the reasoning why they would get pissed off about that as well too. It's like at the end of the day, and it's not even so much about him being an Italian, so much about that, right? It's more so. First off, this country, right? All the good, the bad, everything that came along with it, even the world we have today, would not be possible with some of those journeys that he made, right? Making those treks to even come to the United States. Look at the entire world that's been created up until that point. And yeah, people can say, yeah, but there were indigenous people that traveled here first. We created. That's true. Were they empiring? Were they enterprising? Were they expansive? Did they colonize
No.
most of the world? Did they do that? Did they create new technologies? Absolutely not. Right? Good or bad? That's where it came from, and it came from him.
Well, I
So
agree.
that's why I tell people, it's like, look, you could sit here and talk about all this crap, but you're telling me this crap from your iPhone right now, which would not have been possible had that guy not done what he did, and that's just what it is.
Facts.
Whether you agree with him or like him or not. And it was when someone really broke it down to me like that, and I know the history of what happened,
Yeah.
but I'm like, I can kind of see why you'd be pissed off about that.
Oh, I get it. I get
It would be like if someone said, "Oh, we got to get rid of George Washington." I'm like him or not, it's George freaking Washington. You know what I'm saying?
I like George Washington.
I love him.
He's
You know what I mean?
a solid guy.
Listen, bro, look what he did for his country.
Solid guy.
So, guys, the sponsor of the week is
us.
Yes,
Sucker.
The Revive America shop is going to be coming soon, guys.
Boom.
We'll be having this jacket again. You guys can't get that if you do like it. We're going to have a lot of different merchandise on there. Like I said, we're going to. There you go. We've been waiting for that sound. We've been waiting for that sound for quite some time. We're going to have some merchandise finally available for you guys. Every piece of merchandise you guys purchase will help support the show so we can keep the lights on. We can keep the Fed off our back so you can stop asking for cash.
Got to pay him.
You got to pay them.
Got to pay him.
It'll be great. All right, guys, we're gonna have shirts, flags, mugs, all kinds of really cool stuff. All right, so be on the lookout.
I'm about it.
Next week it should be ready. The store.
Let's go.
All right. Oh, you want to take this?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
This is you. Go ahead.
Hershey.
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 That's a double. It's a double negative.
Hershey.
Well, I don't know. You know what I meant. Like, you have like, you can't say like, I don't know.
Hershey.
I didn't go to class.
Well, well, I'm only saying that because like it's the joke. Because like if you've seen the commercial, Hershey faces backlash over putting trans woman meow on candy bar wrapper for International Women's Day. They did a whole entire campaign with this with a couple of these trans people for Women's Day. I don't understand how they don't see how that's insensitive, man.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
Where's the button? Stupid.
It's stupid. I wish Kim was here to say stupid.
Stupid. No, it's I'll let you go, but it's offensive and it's wrong. Like, it's International Women's Day, but this isn't new. This is when Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner. She became
Time
Woman of the
magazine.
Year. And it's like, again, I'm happy for you that you're happy, but I'm not buying into this.
I am not happy. See, with stuff like that, I never get happy or even like, oh, well, this is an advancement for what. I don't care because it goes against the reality.
I'm happy for them if that makes them happy, right? Like, I never look if doing something in your life is what makes you happy, then I'm happy for you. But trying,
I see what you mean.
that's what I mean. Like, I'm not happy. Like, you know what I mean? I'm saying, like, look, if Bruce needed to change or if this person wanted to feel like they were in the wrong body, I'm happy if you feel your peace. But now pushing this on something as simple as it's candy. Leave it alone. And it's International Women's Month, right?
Trans women included.
Women's Day, I'm sorry.
Trans women included.
And this is the conversation. Look, I live at home. I have raised by a single woman. We are between the ads, the sports, the news, the way we treat them. We stand here and where's the feminists at?
Bro, the feminists.
Where's the pink hats?
So you know what's funny though? There's a new term. You ever heard of that term TERF before?
Turf?
Yeah.
Like fake grass? Like this?
No. But like it's a term that's been coined by these.
That shit ain't real, bro.
Oh, he's talking about. I was gonna say like, hey, like did I say something offensive? But no, turf.
Yeah,
so
think we sitting in a garden.
So up in New York, I hear a lot of these like psychopaths saying this word, right? So a lot of the blue-haired feminists out in liberal land, TERF stands for Trans Exclusionary Radical Feminist. So if you are a feminist, but you don't accept the trans people, you are a TERF. Trans exclusionary.
So you're telling me
feminist.
the women who are fighting for women's rights that don't accept men who identify as women are TERFs.
Yep. The level of stupidity.
It grows
is
every
at
day.
Staggering levels.
It grows every day.
2023.
And again, bro, not here to shit on these people, but this is about
I'm here to
women.
shit on 'em.
It's Women's
I'm
Day.
here to shit on 'em.
I'm just saying, why aren't we empowering women, like biological women?
But at the end of the day, bro, and some people probably aren't gonna like me saying this, man. Women let this happen. Women allowed this to happen. In fact, to some degree, women want this to happen. The reason why I say that is most of this stuff, bro, whether it's this acceptance of trans or any of this crazy stuff that's going on, it's typically women that are supportive of this stuff, man. I'm not supportive of this. Most of the men I know don't support this.
White
kind of
women.
Stuff. I think women in general.
Nah, it's white women.
Yeah,
I know a lot of strong black females. They don't play that
that's
shit.
True. That's true. That's true.
Not you. No, I'm just saying it's usually white liberal women that don't want to upset the apple cart, so they allow shit like this to happen. Right? It ain't conservative women.
They all want.
It's like, no, let the man swim in the pool. No, put them on the candy bar. Hershey also got rid of all the fucking M&M characters because those weren't gender inclusive, and after a month they brought them back. It's like, bro, it's candy. Leave it alone.
Let me eat the candy,
it doesn't have to have a sexual gender to it. Leave it alone. It's candy.
Bro, speaking of funny, speaking of packaging, what's that company called now? Pearl Milling Company, right?
Oh, Aunt Jemima.
What used to be Aunt
it's called
Jemima.
Pearl Milling Company.
Right.
It's the same box, same everything.
Dude. So I saw this I think it was on Twitter, on Instagram, right? I saw this picture, right, of an Aunt Jemima box, right? Well, Aunt Jemima's still on the box,
right?
But it's in Spanish, right? Like it's like it's like because it's for the Spanish market,
right?
But they still got Aunt Jemima. But up here, they're giving us this Pearl Milling Company bullshit.
Bring
Right?
back Aunt Jemima
Right?
and
Bring
Miss
her
Buttersworth.
back, man. Black
and
people,
Miss Buttersworth.
we need to start taking it.
Yeah, but you know what? It's fucked up is Miss Buttersworth, right? You know when they got rid of her, she was one of the first black millionaires in the United States. Nobody
Miss
wants
Buttersworth. You mean you talking about Aunt Jemima?
it's like almost the same company, I think.
No.
Okay, well, Aunt Jemima,
Yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
was the first black woman millionaire, one of in the United States,
yeah.
one of. And you know what? Her family didn't want this to happen. Her family was proud of that.
Hell yeah.
They didn't look at it as a symbol of racism.
No.
They looked at it as like, yo, that's my
There's a black
great
lady
great
in my
grandma.
house. There's a black lady in some white dude's house right now.
Yeah,
That's
you
cool,
know, and
bro.
it's the same thing. Like when they got rid of the Redskins and they got rid of the Indians, like
And they
the
didn't care
indigenous
either.
people were like, "Why are you erasing us?"
Right.
You know, it's like shut up and get back to your reservation and drink your toilet alcohol. Like,
I'm like-
you know, it's ridiculous. You know, but then again, we erase black culture, we erase our history in that way. Now we're erasing women.
Women.
You got to stand up. You got to say
That's it.
something. It's okay. You know what? You're never going to make everybody happy, right? You know, there's something I always say that no two people will ever agree on 100% of everything. You have to pick your hills to die on. And now, if I was a woman,
I'm dying on this hill.
I would die on that hill. If I was a
100%.
woman.
I'll die on this
Me,
hill, come back to life, and die again.
I'm a
on that
man.
hill.
We already have our own battles. It's the fact that they're attacking, being a man. Right? Masculinity is under attack, and that's a battle that we're facing. But as a woman, they're attacking feminism. They're attacking your rights to be a woman. You didn't even get acknowledged for International Women's Day.
See?
Crazy that you guys let this go.
But some dudes in wigs did.
Yeah.
Oh, man, this is an interesting one as well. And I think there might be a little bit blurb on this one. Bill banning vaccinated blood donations will decimate the blood supply.
But why would they
Opponents.
ban the vaccinated
So,
blood?
this is out in Montana. I think there's a blurb that I've got on there as
Montana.
well. So, go to the next slide. I think there's one on there. Yeah, so check this out.
Montana.
So, Montana House, right? Montana House Bill 645 would ban individuals who receive the COVID-19 vaccine from donating blood, making it a misdemeanor with a $500 fine to donate or accept blood from vaccinated donors. The bill will also ban people who have had the diagnosis of long COVID. You heard about that? Long COVID before? So someone who was I would call him a consigliere, I guess I would say,
All
for
right.
my campaign, ended up catching one of those
A long COVID?
long COVID.
Long.
It's like
I guess an extended
it's COVID,
version.
It's COVID but long.
COVID plus.
2.0.
That's a lot.
It's the new stuff.
Wow.
It's not fun. Medically defined as post-acute sequelae of SARS-CoV-2 due to the chronic 27 SARS-CoV-2 viral infection, in addition to creating a severe shortage of blood in the state. Opponents said that there is no way to test the blood for both long COVID or vaccines. However, proponents said the bill, a continuation of anti-vaccine legislation that has passed last session, was about medical autonomy and the right to receive blood from donors who had not been vaccinated against COVID-19. 80% of the blood, 80%, they cannot use. That's a lot of people in Montana that took that vaccine. But
Well, Montana also has like a population of like 300,000.
that's true. That's true. But
So,
that's a
still a lot
very
of people.
small. That's I mean,
You know what?
for a state though, that's
for
a
a
little bit
red
of people.
for a red state, that's a lot of people, and you're in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's not like you live in the city, bro. Like you live on a 40-acre farm, and like you got
I got to take this shot.
the cows might have it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like
The cow brought it
bro.
from
We
up the
live in
road.
like the hustle and bustle suburbs, and we didn't get it.
If I live, word.
You know what I'm
Word.
saying?
If I live in the rural country,
Bro, if I lived in the sticks,
I'm not taking that if I'm in the sticks, bro. I'm like,
No.
I don't even talk to anybody, bro. I
No.
don't even talk to the guy at the local.
Bro, your
you know,
nearest
shop.
your nearest neighbor is a 5-minute drive.
Right.
The fuck
I'm
you
not
getting
taking this damn
vaccinated
shot, bro.
for?
Get out of my face,
Oh
bro.
my god. Well, no, because I think that you're going to see this not just in Montana. I think you're going to start seeing this pop up all over the place, because I think with everything that we're starting to see from COVID vaccinations, everything we're starting to see with the long-term effects, that blood might not be good.
But the fact that
The blood is not good.
the fact that they're even proposing this, right? The fact that they're even proposing this should really cause a lot of question in a lot of people, man.
I think their plan is it would be like, imagine there's a crack in the Hoover Dam.
Okay.
And there's just a slow leak, and the water starts to just kind of flow, and you don't really. You're like, oh, there's a crack.
Nah,
okay,
that's catastrophic. You
and
gotta
yeah,
deal
I
with that.
understand,
Yeah.
but the water all drains. It's different than watching the entire wall break and all of that water coming out. So I think they're slowly doing this because they're trying to delude the effect of what actually happens when people find out that for the last 3 years we were experimented on,
Right.
pushed in cages. We were basically coerced into doing what they wanted us to do. So I think by slowly dripping this, like, maybe the China,
might
maybe
die.
maybe the virus came from Wuhan. Like,
might
I don't know. Do we
die.
have a slide about the COVID origins?
We do actually. I think that's actually the next one.
Go to the next slide. No,
No, this scumbag with the very punchable, uppercuttable face.
You ever watch New Girl?
House Ethics Committee announces investigation into embattled Representative George Santos. Now, this guy, when he first came out, and I heard the story about, this guy lied on his resume to get the job. At first, I kind of was like, you know what? That's kind of funny. He made it in because he lied. I'm like, screw it. The system's broken anyway. But the more time passed,
Why does
and the
he,
more
why does he
information
look like
came
this
out-
guy?
what show is that?
This is
What?
the New Girl,
I have no idea what show
bro.
that is,
I
but he
watched
does
the
look-
new.
he
Yo, if
does-
you haven't watched the New Girl,
He does look like that guy.
I like
Bring it to the
I
camera.
like
It's
masculinity.
Show it to the camera
Hold
so I
on.
can know what you're talking about.
Go to my camera. Look at that. Why does he look like this man? Right?
I do
He
looks
looks
like
like
a-
Robbie.
he
Yo, the
looks
New
like-
Girl. The New Girl's a great show. I
He
just
looks like
finished it.
he's an
Great show.
inappropriate person, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. This guy. Tell me why he looks like this guy.
George Santos.
Why does George Santos look like Robbie from New Girl? And he's a weird dude on the show, so I can only imagine.
Probably it's probably the same character. He's just got his hair.
So what
up.
did he do?
So what did he do? What did he not do?
Well,
This guy
fill us in.
This guy, are you familiar with this guy's story? What
Not
he's done?
really.
What?
Listen.
What? This guy's a maniac.
I'm here to learn too,
Okay.
Billy.
This guy is an absolute madhouse, right? So when I first heard the story about this guy, I'm like, okay. So the story was like he lied on his resume, right, to get this job. I mean, to get into Congress, whatever. And people are like, oh, this guy lied on his resume. He's a jerk and blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, great. Throw a Molotov in the system, whatever. This guy is a jerk. Hopefully, he's a good congressperson and he can redeem himself. As more time passed, boy, did this guy lie about some stuff. He lied about. I think he lied about going to Harvard. He lied about working for some of these firms that he never was an employee of. He lied about having family that died in the Holocaust. He said that he was Jewish, and then when they asked him, he was like, "No, I didn't say I was Jewish. I said I was Jewish." This guy started. he started saying that he was like like he lied. No, actually, I don't think he lied about being a homosexual. I think he's a homosexual, but
I didn't know that part, but I could just tell by looking at him.
he
that
kind of meow.
the
100%,
gaydar was
for sure.
it went
for
off.
sure. But then it gets crazier, bro. This guy was from Brazil. He was actually running from the government because he was like bouncing checks or something like that in Brazil, and now he's here in the United States.
And he's a congressman.
Yeah, but then it gets crazier, bro. Some of his drag queen homies back in it gets crazy. Some of his drag queen homies back in Brazil are like, nah, this guy's a scumbag, like he's a jerk. Here's some pictures of me and him in drag. And I don't have that slide here, but this guy's in drag too. So we have a guy who duped the Republican Party of Staten Island. I believe it's Staten Island.
He's a Republican.
He's a Republican.
Oh no.
This guy. Yeah, I know, right? Makes us look bad. What a jerk. What a jerk. What a jerk.
What a
jerk.
Stovall move.
No. Alex Stovall. Oh, that guy.
So what? So now they're investigating what about him? All of this?
They're trying to get him out. They're trying to oust him. Yeah, because everything, bro. Honestly, on some G shit, I want to get rid of this guy too. Because I'm like, and I typically wouldn't have a problem, but I'm like, bro, you lied about a lot, bro. It's what you didn't lie about one thing.
He's probably told the truth less than he's lied.
That's the thing, exactly. You lied more than you told the truth. You can't even be. I can't even defend you anymore.
So-
bro. You gotta go.
I mean, I know how it works locally. If an elected party steps down or is removed, then they're able to fill it with the person from that party.
There may be a special
Like a
election.
runoff?
It depends
Like,
on
yeah,
it depends
like
on the state. There may be a special election, if anything.
Where did he win? Where's he from?
If I'm not mistaken, it's not Staten Island.
Rhode Island?
Is it Staten Island? He's
I have
from,
no idea.
he's from one of those places, bro. He's from New York. He's from New York.
Oh, he's a
Put it like
buddy
that.
of Eric Adams.
He's one of those guys.
God.
You know.
All
Well,
right.
no, he's actually not one of those guys.
We'll stay on top of this, and if we have more, we'll bring it to you. I didn't
Yeah.
know any of this about him.
How did you, bro? This guy
Listen,
was like taking over the airwaves.
I've been going down rabbit holes about totally like other stuff.
Yeah?
So like,
That
not,
guy-
not this
That's
one.
kind of a hard one to miss.
All
That
right,
dude
I'm gonna
is
have to check it out.
all,
Long
Long Island.
Island.
Long Island.
They're weird out there. I'm from Long
No,
Island.
they're good people. I
I'm
like
from
them.
Long Island.
I like them.
You know, they're weird.
I like Long Island.
Long Island. Yeah, they're weird though.
That's fine. But I
Shout
like
out
them.
to the Long Island Loud Majority.
Hey, yeah. Shout
Y'all
out to
are
those
cool.
guys.
But they're weird. My
They're
family's from
good.
Long Island. They're weird.
Okay, okay. Well, I guess they're weird people.
New bill.
This is an interesting one. Did you read
New-
about this
Yes, new bill would eliminate Florida Democrat Party.
one? So here's the catch though. So it's worded a little bit differently.
I kind of like it.
Here's how they plan on doing it though, right? So this video, when you watch it, basically some Republican state house representatives, they put a resolution that said that any political party that was involved in slavery should not be allowed, essentially, right? So they're trying to get the Democratic Party to dissolve itself based off of that. And if they do dissolve themselves, and everyone who's registered as a Democrat will immediately become an independent, the Democrat Party can reconvene or reconfigure itself, but under a completely different name.
I don't know. I think we're pushing it.
I think it's stupid. I think it's kind of funny. I think it's more of a troll bill than anything.
Well, I mean, look, right now the Democrat
It's not
Party
going to change the mindset of these people.
No, the Democrat Party in Florida though is being shellacked on its own. And I think there's almost more satisfaction
really.
in watching them get shellacked. Yeah, what do you mean? Ron DeSantis smacked that guy.
I get it. But there's still some enclaves in there where these guys are starting. They're picking up steam, man.
Yeah.
That's why, like, my concern is who the next.
Yeah, but
governor
then,
is gonna be
but
for Florida.
let's play devil's advocate here. To try to eliminate a party,
I don't think it's gonna happen.
it's not going to happen.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
0% chance. But I think we're going down a slippery slope of like trying to like, because again, just look, I experienced it when I ran, and it was more about not why you should vote for them, but why you shouldn't vote for me. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, well, we're going to bring this and we're going to do that and we're going to fix this. It was like, Dave Herrera, bad guy.
Bad dude.
He likes guns and he thinks the election was stolen and he doesn't
questions
want to
the
get
government.
vaccinated and he
values his drug.
he was a drug addict and
Right.
like and
Ditch
people
the
are like,
other.
oh my God, you know what I mean? Like it had nothing to do with their plan for what they wanted to do. It was all about why you shouldn't. And I think this is sort of the same thing. Run based on what you want to do. And you, unfortunately, the great thing about democracy is that people should be more intelligent, and I know they're not, but people should have that freedom to vote, right?
Yeah.
Look, you came closer than anybody's gotten in a while, right? Only
Ever.
15,000 votes, right, between you and Bill, something like that,
Something
14,
like that.
15,
About-
something
about-
it's close.
Something like that.
But why? Republicans have run before you. I'm pretty sure there was a Republican almost every single year before you, right? They all field a candidate.
But they were not Billy
Right.
Prempeh.
But why did Billy, you have to ask her, why Billy got so close?
Because I'm Billy Prempeh.
Because no, it's bigger than that. It's deeper.
I'm Billy Prempeh.
You
I'm
are.
telling you.
Yes, you're listen, I've been places with him and like, dude, people fucking go crazy for you. It's like you're like a black beetle. It's crazy.
Billy Prempeh.
Billy Prempeh.
That's it.
But your
Wow.
messaging was it's on point. People resonate with what you are saying. People respect you for standing up. People like your ideas. And that's why you got so close. So I think to try to do some BS like this and try to default the party,
That's not gonna happen.
you know,
I think it's a troll bill. If it does pass, it'll be very hilarious, though. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, it would
It'll be hilarious.
It'd be funny, but I think it's also a slippery slope, right? It's the same thing that the Democrats did with Trump of impeachment, because you've now let the foundation to go, anything's an impeachable offense, and we're just going to do it. So we're just going to impeach people. We're just going to kick people out. Then when the other party takes over, we're just going to shoot down everything they did over the last 4 years
and
and
then it's the cycle. Just
do the
repeats.
right.
It's just
So we need to
cycle.
break the cycle, and I think that really starts with people educating themselves on who they vote for.
They don't want to do that.
No,
They don't
but
do
we can be optimistic. Bang, bang, bang. This is where it's at.
Ah,
Oh, man.
yeah.
Oh,
I'll
my
let you.
microphone.
You got this one here.
China lab leak. Likely
because we can't admit it. If we did, then everyone would
Likely.
question us for lying.
behind COVID outbreak.
For lying.
Wait a minute. Billy,
I know.
this is a conspiracy.
Never happened.
Somebody ate bat soup.
This
they
is not
coughed
true.
on another person and COVID.
Speaking of bat soup, Jasmine.
Why? What?
Jasmine posted a picture the other day on Facebook. I don't know if you saw the picture
There's a
on
picture
Facebook.
of the bat.
The woman that made the viral video, like eating the bat soup or whatever. And she's
Yeah.
like, yo, everybody owes the bat soup lady an apology, bro. It wasn't.
But you know that again, for those of you that aren't aware, that was the original COVID origins.
The bat
right?
soup?
Bat soup,
bat soup with armadillo.
right? And you know, Trump kept calling it the China virus, and I love that press conference. They're like, "Why do you keep calling that?" He's like, "It's not racist. It comes from China," and that's where that started,
China.
right then
Where-
and
where
there.
else would it
And
come
you can never say it any other way. It's spelled CHYHNA. China. It's two syllables. Extends. There's a pause. It's a slash in the middle. So what we've been told over the last 2 years is that China, the Wuhan Institute of Virology, right? Sketchy ass place, had nothing to do with it. The virus that caused COVID-19 most likely leaked from the China laboratory, according to classified report based on new intelligence recently sent to the White House and key members of Congress. The stunning assertion by the U.S. Energy Department comes more than a year after the FBI concluded that a lab incident was the origin of the disease.
You know the funny thing, bro? When I pulled this article up, I was trying to find articles that CNN put out. And I seen a lot of articles like the lab leak theories debunked. Rand Paul's crazy for calling out the lab leak.
CNN's probably silent.
You can't. Yeah, bro. You can't even
Silent.
You can't even find anything about it, bro. You can't even find anything.
Of
about
course, because again, people don't like to admit that they're wrong, right?
They're gaslighting.
But of course, but you have to also understand. You know what? There's people like me and you that stood on this hill. We were. This was a hill I was ready to die on.
I'll die on this hill.
I'll die on this hill.
I'll die on this hill. No problem.
I believe that this was an attack. This was an attack on the American people.
100%.
Right? Trump was basically
attack on the world. Forget
Trump
about it.
basically told China to go F themselves, that we weren't going to continue to get banged on by them by trade deals.
Right.
We turned around and said, you're going to pay your fair share, you're going to clean up your mess, and this is what's going to happen. And then just so happens that a few months later, we mistakenly leaked this. Oh,
even crazier. A couple months prior to that, the Event 201, the whole entire thing was planned out. They had this whole entire war game for this coronavirus. We're going to put out this
not to
vaccine.
mention
the whole thing was
that
planned.
that people like Fauci and the Wuhan Virology were experimenting under gain of function research. And again, real quick, people who don't understand, gain of function research is the research in which you try to make viruses
More
stronger
deadly. Yeah.
and to resist vaccines and treatments, which is why we saw things like COVID, and then we saw whatever other shot you took for whatever the other variants, right? You had Delta, Omicron, Pokemon. You had a whole bunch of stuff. There was different mons. Jamaica mon.
Jamaican.
That shit. If you get symptoms are dry mouth and the munchies. Man, I don't know what I got, brother, but I feel real good.
You take your vaccine, man.
Yeah, I didn't take no damn vaccine.
That's
My
why,
grandfather's from the West Indies, so
Yeah,
I do that one pretty
you took
good. I've been
Jamaican
imitating him for a
I
while.
know. That's what I was trying to get you to do, because I saw you do it earlier.
Do that goddamn vaccination. Bullshit, boy.
It is. Dr. Fauci, personally, I think that guy needs to be hung publicly. No, that's not crazy. Don't look at me like I'm crazy.
I didn't look at you. I looked at the camera.
son.
Look at what this man has done, bro. Look at what this man. Listen,
He's
guy,
also behind the AIDS pandemic, too.
I know. This
Crazy.
guy needs to be hung with piano wire in front of the White House. 100%.
I don't think that would work.
Damn, son.
Take several strands of piano wire. Hang them.
That's premeditated.
Listen, bro.
I don't know anything about this.
I want to make sure this dude doesn't listen. That's not crazy, bro. That's not.
Juan, are
Dr.
you
Fauci-
recording all this?
To look at man right in the eye, face to face.
Jesus.
I will, Stone Cold. Listen, man.
Stone Cold.
Dr. Fauci needs to listen. I don't think they're gonna put him in prison for a long time. So the guy needs to be. I think he needs to be publicly executed. That's a
Maybe
crime.
not executed.
That's a
Tar-
crime against
how about
humanity. No, bro.
Tar and feathering.
No, bro.
I like that one.
Listen, bro. When the Nazis did terrible things to the Jews,
They sent him to an island off the coast of Argentina.
well, not all
Wake
of them.
up.
No,
a lot of them.
Well, first
A
off,
lot of them.
those are the ones that escaped.
No.
Those are the ones that escaped.
That's a comeback for Conspiracy Week. But there's a whole island.
I've looked
There's
into
a
it.
whole
I know exactly
island.
what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about. Those were most of those guys were talking about escaped. I'm talking about most of these Nazis that were killed off during the Nuremberg trials, bro. These people are put to death.
Yeah.
Okay, you committed a crime against humanity.
What if we put Fauci in a room? Hear me out. And we make him take all the boosters and the shots at once. Because you know he didn't take that shit.
You know,
And make him live with the results of what he put into
I think
us.
that's fair. You need to get 8 booster shots, Mr. Fauci.
Bam.
Yeah, you know what? Let's not kill him. Let's give him 8 booster shots.
Make him take the vaccines that he took. Because you know he ain't take that shit.
You're gonna take 8 of them, Dr. Fauci, live on camera for everybody to see.
Bam. It's almost like lethal injection.
Except it takes more time.
Yeah. You never know when your number's going to come up. You might be playing football live on national
You
television.
just get a coincidence.
You
They
could-
just happen out of nowhere.
You could be playing video
Coincidences.
games like Kim in the other room, and then bam,
Coincidence.
it's all over for you.
You didn't know it was coming.
Whack.
You're tired.
What do we
It's
got
gone.
coming up next here?
Oh man.
Oh, man.
yeah.
So we're going to give you, Billy, give him a little, before we play this clip, and I watched this clip,
Yeah.
truly disturbing shit.
Yep.
But I'm going to let you explain to people what they're about to see.
So guys, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of this father, right? You're gonna hear from what his son says about a library, a book that was found in his library.
He checked. No. It was found. It was a center stage piece in the library.
It was a center. Okay,
He said it was on a stand in the front of the library.
Even crazier, right? This book was in the library. This kid reads it, comes home, tells his father, like, "Hey, Dad, this is the madness that's going on in my library." Listen to this kid's testimony, and I want you to comment below what you think your response would have been. Nothing crazy, because like we're not trying to get you banned.
Yeah, come on now.
Let's hear it.
All right, let's
Hi,
play.
my name's Knox Zajac. I'm 11 years old and I go to Wyndham Middle School. I'm a 6th grader. I was in the library and this book was on a stand. I'd like to read you a page. My back over my hips as I ask if we should take our clothes off. And he's saying yes before I finish my sentence. He's pulling off my t-shirt, laughing when I can't undo his shirt buttons. He's undoing my belt. I'm reaching into his bedside drawer for a condom. We're kissing
disturbing to listen to,
again.
bro.
We're rolling over. Obviously, you can
It's
see
really
where
weird
this is
'cause the
going.
kid's reading
I don't
it.
know
Right.
if it's because we're feeling especially emotional or just tired, or these past couple of weeks have been too much. But this reminds me so much of the first time we had sex. We were both fucking terrified, and the whole thing was kind of terrible because we didn't know what we were doing. But it was good too, so good, because we were a mess of emotions, and we were scared and excited, and everything felt new. So this sort of feels like that. Nick touches me like he's scared that any minute. Now, this book was at my middle school, and it was on a stand. When I rented it out to show my dad it, the librarian asked if I wanted more and if I wanted a graphic novel version.
All right, you can stop it.
Hi, my name's...
I'd be very,
You want to go first?
I'd be very irrational coming to school the following day.
Very irrational is
Oh, yeah.
is a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'd be very irrational. I'd be irrational. Let's just leave it at that. You know, yeah, I'd be very irrational if my kid came home and I had that book. I'm like, okay, someone needs to explain to me why this is in the library.
That's pornography.
It's 100% what it is, bro.
Don't try to justify it any other way. That is pornography.
100%.
That is, it's gross. The librarian recommended it more. So
We got
I want to
more
know who this
crazy stuff
librarian
back.
was. Like, and again, this isn't Hogwarts. He didn't find this in the restricted section of the library. This was in the front. This is made readily available to kids in middle school to read. And again, if you don't believe that there is an attack on your children, if there's an attack on, what's the word I'm looking for?
Family?
Innocence, Billy. This kid's 6th grade. You're what, 11 years old?
Yeah.
11 years old. There's an attack on your innocence. The fact that you have the ability to pull this out of your publicly funded school library should be disturbing. And again, there's some of you that might sit back and go, well, it isn't happening in my school. Keyword, yet. Yet, because it is. It is going to happen in your schools because this is until you put your foot down. And maybe it won't, but that's because maybe you already have put your foot down, right? I know a lot of people that have gone to Board of Ed meetings and they've spoken out. And I'm not here to shit on the BOE. Some BOEs do a good job.
Yep.
But if you're the BOE that allowed this to be part of the reading
They needed
materials in the school,
They needed
you need to be
get
fired.
them all out. Get them all
Fired.
out at this point.
fired. It makes me mad, and again, I'm not even, and I'm mad, and like I don't have kids. No, you don't have kids. Oh, you don't
I
have
got
kids
two
here, but what I'm saying is like, I couldn't imagine being a parent in that situation where you get that brought home to you. I don't even know how you react.
I become irrational. That's the only way.
Yeah, irrational. Let's
I'd
stick with that.
I'd be irrational.
Be irrational.
Right. That could fit many categories.
Again, leave that stuff. These are kitchen table issues, I believe, right? If you want to talk about it with your children, and there's that push again that says like, oh, we need to teach them about this. So
No, we
so
don't.
no, because they want everyone to feel included, and they don't want to feel hatred, and again, hatred is taught, right? The same way that the sexuality that you're pushing on children is
It's
taught.
taught. That's
right?
actually a great way of looking at it. That's a
Like
great way to break it down.
hatred, because again, you know what? I grew up in New York, right? I grew up in Queens. I went to school with black kids, Chinese kids, Indian kids, Jewish kids, Egyptian
Melting
kids.
pot.
Melting pot. I never. If you don't know, now you know. And I never looked at anybody for the color of their skin. I never looked at anybody in that regard. And then you get older and you learn, right? America's got a racist history, and we hate, we hated the Chinese and the Japanese after Pearl Harbor, and we hate black people for this, and black people hate people for this, and this and that, and this and that, and this, and it's like, dude, it's divide. When the truth is like, I watched a video. I'll send it to you. It's an old like Jamaican dude on the street, and he asked the guy, he's like, "What color are you?" And the guy was like, "Well, I believe I'm white." And he's like, "You know that? You know what?" He goes, "You don't know you're white?" And he goes, "You can't believe something if you
I seen
know
that
it."
video. I seen that
And
one.
he was like, "That's what we're taught, though." He goes, "I'm a black man." He goes, "You're a white man." He goes, "But you know what? You take away that. We're taught to see black and see white. If you look at us on the inside, we are the same. We are spiritual energy. We are the same." And I believe that.
I seen that video. Yeah.
But when we try to play it's to teach kids sensitivity and how to treat, bro, if they're not taught hate, they'll never feel that way. Hatred is taught.
Right.
The same way this propaganda is taught. I don't vibe with it, man. It needs to end.
It does.
Now it's time for
Sheep of the week.
Sheep of the
This one's a big sheep, boy.
man.
Let's bring on this slide, man. You guys remember this psychopathic gentleman, this bald-headed lunatic? This guy,
He looks like a real life Cynthia doll from the Rugrats.
he looks like a freaking Gotham City villain, this guy.
He does.
Female fashion designer alleges Sam Brinton wore her clothing that disappeared from the airport in 2018.
Damn.
Tanzanian fashion designer Asia Kamson tells Fox News Digital, "He wore my clothes, which was stolen." And here's the thing that's funny. Mr. Juan, go to the next slide. This is the tweet that she put up, right? I saw this tweet the other day. I couldn't stop dying. My name is Asia Kamson. my name is Asia Kamson, Tanzanian fashion designer based in Houston, Texas, USA. I lost my bag 2018 in DCA. Recently, I heard the news on Fox News about Sam Brinton's luggage issue. Surprisingly, I found his images. Wore my custom. I think her text is a little bit off here.
Yeah, well, I think she's,
it's a tweet.
It's a tweet, and she's not an American citizen. I think she's got that. It's that
totally-
broken English.
Definitely speaks English well. It's probably just anyway. Images wore my custom-made outfits, which was in the lost bag in 2018. Now imagine this, right? Now and go to the next slide one because like look at him, stunning, meow. Look at him. Oh wait, look at the flip.
It's not like
Meow.
It's the problem is,
And he's wearing it all wrong too, which is the craziest part. Like, you're not even wearing it the right way.
definitely aren't pulling that one off. Who wears a purple sheer top with Old Navy jeans? You're horrible.
Doing it wrong.
You suck. You suck. No, but it's like this isn't like random like clothing that you just like find.
My mom has gone.
It's not like my suitcase went missing and all of a sudden I see Sam Brinton wearing like plain black t-shirts and I'm like, that's my black shirt.
That's very unique.
This is
like,
unique.
I know exactly
and the thing
where that
is
came from.
this woman is a designer.
Yes.
So these are custom made clothes. You can't buy them anywhere. They're from her.
There's more to the story. So the thing that's crazy is she was on her way to England for a fashion event, right? Now imagine, you're this, world-known fashion designer. Oh my God, Asia's coming with her stuff from Tanzania. It's gonna be beautiful. And you get there, and this lunatic
And you got Sam Brinton's
psychopath,
clothes.
and she's probably like for years since 2018. I was like,
But you've seen photos of this guy, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what he's done.
Oh, yeah.
You ever seen Dodgeball?
I was telling the story. You just kind of
Go
cut
ahead.
me off. Like,
Oh,
goddamn.
go ahead.
I'm saying, imagine, wondering where these clothes have been since 2018. Like, I put these all together. I don't know where the hell they're at. And then you come online and you see this psychopath, and of all people to be wearing it, this is the person that's wearing it. Like, you not only stole from me, you disrespect my garments,
And you cross-dress
and you're not even wearing it right, bro.
Not even. But you ever seen Dodgeball?
Yeah.
Remember they get there and their average Joe outfits get sent somewhere else, and then in return they get like the sex convention.
Yeah,
and they have to show.
yeah.
But Sam Brighton's into that, so now she opens her luggage, and it's all these like leather ball gags and.
Well, no, he probably left with that too.
Oh,
remember,
yeah,
he stole
yeah,
it. He
that's
stole
true,
it.
that's true.
He didn't swap it. He stole it.
Sam Brighton, you are sheep of the week. If you're gonna steal some exclusive shit, don't post it, and then obviously don't get a job working for the president of the United States.
Psychopath.
You silly sheep.
You psychopath. I hope you go to prison.
I think he will.
He's gonna go to prison. He's probably gonna enjoy it there.
Well, that is all the time we have. I'm so glad you guys joined us. Make sure you tune in next week. I'm pretty sure were we doing our conspiracy theories next week?
I don't know, man. You keep insisting on doing a conspiracy theories.
I came here in the mood to do conspiracy. I didn't know we were just doing the news.
I thought we were doing the news. We're a news show.
Conspiracy
we're a news show.
is news.
Not always.
Sometimes. Think about it, bro. We just talked about the Wuhan virus. That shit was a conspiracy
that was
2
a
years
fact.
ago.
That was a.
To us, it was, but
That is
to
a
everybody
fact.
else, they called us conspiracy theorists. So again, I believe that a difference between a conspiracy and the truth is 6 months.
Just a couple months.
Hold that line. Fight on that hill. Either way, we'll be back next week at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Also, our social medias are up. Follow us, Revive US America on Instagram.com and Rumble. We actually are starting to build up that Rumble page. We got all the previous episodes of Revive America now
Damn.
uploaded on Rumble. This one will be uploaded on Rumble shortly after. But as soon as you guys start following us, we get 25 people on Rumble. We won't have to keep doing that, and we can actually completely abandon YouTube.
Then we're really
That's the end goal.
rumbling.
That's the real game plan, ladies and gentlemen. Follow us next week. The Revive America shop will be ready. You guys can come out there, purchase some of your equipment, purchase some of your clothing, have a grand old time.
Make sure Sam Brighton don't steal it.
Yes. So you might want to
Revive hoodie.
yeah, have your Ring camera online. I was like, oh, they're so
Hey.
trendy. I heard my name on that
Hey.
show. See that guy?
We'll
on
see
there.
you guys next week. Thank you so much.
Take care, ladies and gentlemen. God bless.